Okay, one more time, people. If you are not willing to take accountability for your emotional trauma, that is going to be put onto someone else. Okay? If I'm working on my own emotional well-being, do you think that a healthy space of mind is gonna be around a bunch of people that are talking down to me because they have egotistical games that are, by the way, created by the hierarchy of money? I mean, money is a tool, and we could be really using it for some cool fucking shit. But instead, it's a power game, and you know what? Even the pedophilias, even the people that are in the sex trafficking rings that think that they're getting everything their heart desires, it's an empty void. It's never gonna be enough, okay? So why not just look deep into yourself and figure out, what are you missing? What's not making you a complete enough person that you can, like, you know, not abuse a child and maybe, like, not rape people just because you're under the impression that they're weaker than you? I mean, you can look like a very weak person on the outside, but guess what? Women have been beaten to a fucking pulp, and they got right the fuck back up. There are some men that are actually addicted to watching women getting beat up, getting licked real good, getting a licking. They probably like to be licked, but you won't do that because violence is just so much more important because it's so much more satisfactory, and it is a drug. If you don't want to think about it like that, that's up to you. But the fact that you keep doing it and you keep abusing these women, it's all related to you thinking there's some kind of imbalance. And what happens here, especially in the Native communities, but most religions anyways, any cult, it's like the girls wear dresses and meh, 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 and they're supposed to be perfect little housewives and meh, meh, meh. And I mean, do we listen to them more than people? I mean, if they're doing all this stuff, how come you're not, like, listening to what they have to say? It's kind of like the manager, you know? They really know what's going on. So we do need to listen to women because women are doing all the work. In Iceland, women quit for 24 hours. Guess what? Men respect them now. In India, they're making the guys pay them for sexual favors. And you know what? If I'd done that, I'd be a fucking millionaire. But I'm an exception because I'm a light healer and I do certain things. Sometimes I am uncomfortable and sometimes it is definitely rape. That alone is hard to talk about because guys don't want to hear about raping people because it's just too fucking sensitive for them and they can't believe that they would do shit like that. It's like, you know, everyone's killed people, everyone's raped people. Just realize that people are not just saying this shit to say it. What the fuck do we have to gain? We don't even own any of the fucking power and money that this would make sense to us. None of you supposed men have put true men, which are women, into a position of power so that we can actually make the world as a whole a better place for you and for me. It's not just about us. But the fact that you think that everything is about you, it will definitely make sense that you think that other people think that way. But guess what? I'm not egotistical. I mean, yeah, you've got your ego shit that goes up and down, but I'm not the person that's gonna just automatically assume I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm the coolest person in the room. I'm the cutest person in the room. I've never ever felt that way. And I think for some people, because they do think I'm cute, they think the opposite of that. They genuinely believe that I think I'm better than people. And it's not like that. It's because they don't understand from my perspective. I've had to build myself up from scratch, and I've had to learn to love parts of myself that I didn't love before. And guess what? There's a reason for it. Other people told me that I wasn't allowed to love it, and I believed them. And that's how every child is. There's no exceptions to that. We're always looking to our elders and looking for other people to kind of guide us in life. And you know what? I'm the best fucking guider I've ever met. I am my best friend. And even though I'm starting from scratch and all over again, I'm having a good time rediscovering who I am. Because I loved who I was before all these, guys came into my life and tried to, act like they were a guy. And here's the problem with that dynamic. I mean, even in the native communities, you gotta wear a skirt to do fucking peyote. Oh God, we gotta separate the genders just right then and there before we even connect everyone into balance and oneness. The problem with that, obviously, is we're allowing a break. So even if they say, oh, we're putting women on a pedestal because they're the fairest one and we care about them the most and they're real beautiful and shit, it's like, no. What ends up happening is because you put them all the way up here and you're putting yourselves down here, it's a pedestal. And in the reality of what happens is down the road, you might respect them in the moment that you do pay up. Oh, it's a woman. Here, you go to the bathroom before me. But later down the fucking road, guess what happens? They get beat the shit out of because they're the weaker sex. And this is exactly why it's not okay to make or obligate women into wearing anything different than anyone else. Because another reason is some of us are not fucking just feminine on the inside. Some of us are two soul, which means masculine energy and feminine energy, and I happen to be both, but I like to consider myself more masculine, and that's my fucking choice. So if you're a man and you go into a peyote ceremony and they say, you gotta wear a skirt, how the fuck is that gonna make you feel?